activity, and well, plenty of activity in the queues as well. People desperate to get in and catch a glimpse of the action unfolding. It really has been high level. A few fluffy clouds today, just denting temperatures a little. We've had a little shower locally as well. 4 match courts in operation today, and we're attending this one in Ngan, the Korean-Hong Kong clash, in which in the mixed doubles just took 35 minutes for Seo and Chai to come through 2 games to 0, 21-11, 21-16. So Korea, who is their first match day today as well, they've started out really, really well, got their machine going nicely. Now, what about it's women's singles up next? An Si-young, the young schoolgirl, just 17 years old. Well, she's been the talk of the town. She takes on CHEUNG of Hong Kong. Here is An Si-young leading the way out. She's got such a fresh young face, hasn't she? And she's got boundless energy as well. She played an absolute blinder a couple of weeks ago to win the Auckland title. I called all of the matches, and well, she was just, it was outstanding. She just so composed for a 17-year-old. It was quite something. Gracious as well, just shaking hands with the umpire and the service judge. Here's CHEUNG from Hong Kong.
You want black or you want red? Black. That side.
Pretty terse response from CHEUNG, that side. Keen to get on with business. She'll feel a little wounded, having had a 19-18 lead in game 2, just 2 points away from the win last night over the world #1. But went down scrapping hard, did CHEUNG. "26 years old, played 15 matches this year. Coming in here, she's won 7, lost 9. As we take a look at her opponent, An Si-young. As I say, just 17 years old, off that career high ranking. Done really, really well. I think she was 78 in Auckland. And really done well to elevate that. Born in Gwangju. It's been a rampant, career-defining run over the last couple of weeks. She's free and fearless. And she will be here as well, because she's nothing to lose. CHEUNG is still ranked higher than her at 31 in the world. Has been as high as 13 in the world. That was in June a couple of years ago, 2017, 26-year-old. But she was a semi-finalist in the Macau Open late last year, quarter-finalist in the Indian Open in March, and she had 6 second-round and 7 first-round showings over the season. There was just confirmation of the match last night that we brought you full coverage of. She went down scrapping, but was just outdone in that deciding game. It was a little bit of a wounder for her. I think she could barely flush the other way, having come so close to the win, just 2 points away, and Tai just raised the bar, as she so often does as world #1. I wonder how she'll recover from that today. Of course, she'll have to flush that from her mind and press the reset button, because this youngster is very, very dangerous. And a ranking of 50 really doesn't do justice to how good An Si-young is. She probably came here thinking she'll be playing Sung Hyung. But just caught a glimpse there of Wang Chen, the coach from Hong Kong. Bertha Garcia, the service judge, and Andrea Chiappini of Italy in the chair. So will she feel wounded from the loss last night, or will she have taken a lot of positives from it? It's the 9th consecutive loss to Tai Tzu-ying, but it was a very good showing from CHEUNG. Now, will she be able to keep this young teenager from Korea at arm's length?
On my right, Hong Kong, China, represented by Ngan. And on my left, Korea, represented by An Si-young. Korea to serve. Level. Play.
An Si-young takes on CHEUNG Yi, women's singles.
Service over. 1 love.
First clashing of swords between these two. Well, it was a confident miss, wasn't it? She's free and fearless with no emotional sort of scar tissue. Nothing to lose kind of attitude. Youth v experience, this one. 9 years between them, 26-year-old serving. Just a glimmer of her talent, Nancy.
1, 2.
Just to give you a little sense of perspective, she downed Chen Xiaoxin, the 8th seed in Auckland, then Beiwen Zhang, the 3rd seed, then Aya Ohori, the 7th seed, and then Li Jure in the final. Li had taken down Akane Yamaguchi to get there. Good defense from the youngster. But of course, coming in here, it's a different dynamic for her, isn't it? Suddenly the media spotlight pans down brightly on her as the, well, effectively the Korean #2 she is ranking-wise, but coming out here as representing women's singles as the #1, really. So a lot of pressure on her young shoulders, and that's a difficult dynamic to play under, a different dynamic, something that she's not really used to. Joined the Korean national badminton team as the youngest player ever to become part of the squad after an unbeaten run at the team tryouts. And there's the 16-year-old. She beat Lina Kristoffersen from Denmark in 30 minutes to win the decider in Group C for Korea at the Uber Cup last year in Bangkok. Wang Chen, women's singles silver medalist at the World Championships 2007 was Wang. A lady of vast experience, been top 3 in the rankings herself. She'll come on court at the change of ends.
Service over. 4, 3.
How good was that?
5, 3.
So accurate from An Si-young. Never tire of watching that high caliber shot. It's just intimidating, isn't it? The youngster's watertight defense, and she's got very good power to body weight ratio as well. Those legs are strong, as is her core, and you know, she's got a strong on-court presence, and you can see CHEUNG blowing hard in response to that tough rally. CHEUNG, a very, very fine player in her own right. She's been a top 15 player in the past. CHEUNG with a double points tally advantage here.
7-3.
This is a player in your picture who last year had her headiest win over Carolina Marin, no less, to enter the semi-finals of the India Open.
It's over. 4.
Well, we've spoken of the mentality of An Si-young. What about the mentality of her opponent today? You know, having been so close to the world #1, and with those thoughts of what might have been wriggling around in her head last night as she put her head on the pillow, no doubt. Such a brutal world of pro badminton, isn't it? You can be so close and yet so far to those very big scouts.
Leon.
That's a good leave as well. She's so secure in defence. I think that's a measure of a very good young player. It's always a good place to start. She is very, very super agile around the court. And of course that in itself pressures her opponent very much. Nicely done. She finds the line with that as well. And when you start adding up all these little factors, she's quite imposing. An Si-young to the turn, 11-5 to the good.
변화 줄 필요도 없어. 오른쪽 죽인 다음에 타이밍 맞추면 너무 맞아요. 다른 데는 타이밍 다 맞아. 그래야 지금 오는 거 다 맞아. 오른쪽에 갔을 때 보고 앞에 헤어핀 오 노리는 거. 와, 아까 왼손이니까 뭘
20 seconds.
CHEUNG Yi with plenty to ponder. This young upstart from Korea is an absolute handful.
Change.
She created a handful of casualties in Auckland recently, this youngster. What about today against the world #31? Is that going to be her next scalp? Certainly hungry for the win, you can tell.
Service over. 6.
It's a little too greedy there.
11.
Oh, she's found that as well. It's plumb on the line, but her opponent doesn't think so. CHEUNG wants to go upstairs, possibly just to get a little bit of a breather as well. But the precision and spellbinding accuracy of An Si-young, quite something. It's been a grueling encounter so far for CHEUNG, who was put through the ringer last night, going the distance with Tai Tzu-ying. And look at that, she's exactly right as An Si-young. Found the line, challenge unsuccessful.
One challenge remaining.
For CHEUNG.
Service over. 12-6. Play.
This is the world number 31 she's playing against now, and she's just dismantling her, looking pretty comfortable at this stage, the young 17-year-old. 7-point cushion here. Taking it all in her stride. You have to pinch yourself to remind yourself she's only 17.
6. Change.
CHEUNG looking rather forlorn and vexed. An Si-young, young and fearless. Tireless as well. Boundless energy when you're under 21, haven't you? It's hard to see ways that Ngan can win points. She's going to have to throw caution to the wind and start to attempt to take the net if she can somehow.
16-6.
But it's all starting to unravel for CHEUNG. No sign of any respite either. A 10-point cushion here for An Si-young, who's been merciless from the off. High-level match from the start. Oh, that's brilliant. It was a casino badminton shot from CHEUNG.
Challenges called in.
An Si-young thinks it might have missed the mark. Always tough, those ones, when they're coming across the line at an extreme angle. It was hit pretty firmly as well. Let's take a look. Did it kiss the line or not? She thinks not. She's wrong. Bang on. Plumb on the line.
Challenge unsuccessful. One challenge remaining. Service over.
So the runner points
7-10. Play.
Stopping in their tracks at 6 for An Si-young. Can CHEUNG build now?
Service over. 18-7.
Never a nice place to be, is it, when you're losing to a young junior, effectively, but who you know is very, very good. Word's gone round. Everybody's aware of her New Zealand Open title. Fearing the youngster. She is owning this match.
7.
Got all the answers right now. Everything's just got that little bit more precision.
Service over. 8-19.
That was nice. Head-shaking moments for CHEUNG.
Game point 8.
12 game point opportunities for An Si-young, who's been masterful from the off here. Oh, just totally crushing Chung Nan-yi in that opening game. 21 points to 8. Just quarter of an hour played from An Si-young. She's been menacing from the start. What a showing from the youngster. Well, will Wang Chen be able to help Chung Nan-yi turn this around? It was an emphatic scoreline, wasn't it? 21-8 in favour of An Si-young, who had 2 runs of 6 consecutive points within that game. Such is the mark of her dominance in this. The underdog on the ranking list, but one that's racing up there pretty quickly. Start of game 2 here. Well, there is a little strapping on the right wrist of Chung. And she did point to it when in conversation with her coach. So she's okay. It's not paining her too much. Feeling the pressure against this blur of white, the other end of the court, who just is not missing at the moment, making Chung very uncomfortable with that solidity. That's missed.
Service over.
That'll encourage
1,
Chung,
2.
who's opted for a change in racket, as well as a towel down. Looking a little bit more purposeful, marching around now. Buoyed by that point in game 2. Can she build from here? That was beautiful, really tight from Chung.
3,
Much better.
2. Chung, shuttle, beyond. It's fine. It's fine.
So a hat-trick of points for Chung Nan-yi. That's just spilt long over the back line.
Time is over. 3 all.
trying so desperately to take the net away. And it's good to see her endeavour and her industry right now, but she's having to work extremely hard. CHEUNG still retaining that sort of watertight look, and there's a grace and an ease to the way that this young 17-year-old plies her trade, just a mark of her rich talent. Well played.
Service 4-all.
Back on terms, that's encouraging for CHEUNG.
Thank you. Five, 4.
Can't be making that kind of unforced error. I know it's easy from here, and I don't mean to do her any disservice, but having worked so hard to get back into this start of the second game, she's doing well, but can ill afford that kind of unforced error. Really well played, very accurate, very precise, and playing with pace as well. CHEUNG now, this is much better from her. And CHEUNG not quite with that sort of vice-like headlock that she had her opponent in the opening game. But somehow you sense that there's a lot more music in this youngster yet. That was quite special, wasn't it? And just on cue, she gets the magic potion out right there. Very deceptive backhand return. Clean winner. But her focus has been a little in and out, actually, at the start of game 2 here. For one who looks so ominous in that opening game. Oh, that's brilliant from both players. I think that was inside the line as well. I'm with CHEUNG on this one. Stick my neck on the line and all that. I think it's found the court. We're going upstairs to confirm it. But it was an excellent point played by both players. A very long, grueling rally. A welcome towel break. Let's see, what does Hawkeye say? Yeah, it was indeed. Challenge successful. Well played. CHEUNG. When I first watched this youngster play, I asked myself, you know, for one so young, she has amazing power of concentration. It's normally the last facet that sort of falls into place for players. You know, you tend to find juniors occasionally, they play a good first game and then lose their way. They're not so good as front running because they don't understand that concentration dynamic as well as a very experienced player. But that said, CHEUNG is pretty hot in that regard already. Let's see how she front runs here. Brilliant from CHEUNG, who is utterly focused right now, playing some of her best badminton in this game. Really looking into this. This is encouraging for Hong Kong, who must have thought that she was kind of out of this one. Such was that lopsided scoreline in game 1.
Service over. 7-9.
Ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, the third game, men's single between Canada, thank you, versus
Eight, 9.
service shot, Hagar from France.
She's getting the fist pump out now. Means business again. When you consider that she headed to the turn at 11-5 in game 1, this is much, much better from the lady in the picture, Ngan. Much more competitive. Oh, that was a little wayward.
10-9.
Nicely done.
11-9.
The world number 50, age 17, breaks to the front again at the mid-game interval by a 2-point cushion, 11 points to 9 in favour of Han Si-young.
一定要想办法直线高球、对角高球往前，他只要出对角球过来，你就是直线，冇太多对个线。完了看他头顶一个软吊直线，其他球不反正不到位太平的话，被他打死对角不要了。就是看他头顶直线跟头顶直线高球，但不要急住的对角，一定要撑住球才可以。这个就是看谁顶得住，他也累了，前面几个多拍多多。
28 seconds. 28 seconds. Coach. And. Covered. Yeah, change.
Han Si-young then on a roll of 5 consecutive points that she's put together here in game 2 to get to the mid-game interval. Will she continue in that vein? She had a couple of consecutive runs of 6 points in the opening game. Oh, it's just sublime, isn't it? And relentless, that attack. Wrong footing.
Line judge.
CHEUNG Ngan,
Line judge.
who's straining every sinew to stay in the point, but that must have felt frustrating.
Thank you. Twelve, 9.
Oh, she's got that back as well, having no trouble with the body blows. Let's see it again. Look at this. It was hammered right at her, but just dropping to her haunches, and she still manages to deflect that over the top of her opponent. That is brilliant from the 17-year-old.
And show him.
Just getting some more instruction from the bench just beyond.
Thank you.
CHEUNG must feel a little frustrated. The run continues for An Si-young. It's now 7 straight points for the Korean. Just missed, but she doesn't think so. And she had a pretty good look at down that line at it.
Goal out.
Now, how eagle-eyed is she? We'll find out. Not very, missed by a lot.
Challenge unsuccessful. 1 challenge remaining.
So the run of points for the Korean stops at 7. Now can CHEUNG, Ngan build
10,
from here.
13. Play.
It's got a different complexion about it, this game, than the first. That was a rout. Well done, she's found the line with that.
11, 13.
Well, not entirely convinced.
Ngan challenges goal out.
Held her hand aloft immediately as if to gesture and shout for the challenge. Very close. An Si-young gesturing that it was out. It was very close. Yeah, it was indeed. The Korean was correct.
Challenge unsuccessful. 1 challenge remaining. Service over. 14, 11. Play. Hey! 15, 11.
He must be pleased. He's done a good job keeping her on the straight and narrow. She seems pretty focused. To be fair, she'd won 10 of the last 12 points.
12, 16. CHEUNG.
Now, can CHEUNG find a way of one last hurrah and really get her teeth into the back end of this second game? She played so well against Tai Tzu-ying. Tai was a little in and out, as we can sometimes see over the years. Didn't come on. She was very, very smiley, the world number 1, as she entered the court yesterday. Looked a little distracted. There was a lot of noise coming from the adjacent court as China were playing. I think that might have distracted her a little, to be fair. But anyway, that aside, here we are. 4 points adrift is CHEUNG.
Service over. 17, 12.
Number 31 right up against it. This young 17-year-old Korean, a superstar in the making, you sense. Oh, it's nice, isn't it?
9-10.
The cross smash
12.
with a lot of cut on it.
CHEUNG.
Cross drop, I should say. It was beautiful.
Maybe here.
And you have to say, she has a very, very bright future ahead.
And 20, match point 12.
Closing in on victory now, An Si-young from Korea.
Game.
And there it is. Done so in some style. An Si-young from Korea earns her team another point on the board, and Korea take the 2-0 advantage. The young 17-year-old has won a straight game match against CHEUNG Ngan. 21-8, 21-12 in favour of the young 17-year-old An Si-young. Certainly a star in the making, you sense. Delighted with a victory, a little fist pump, saluting her fans. And she's through and done her job. So Korea, a 2-0 advantage. Confirmation of the scoreline there. Just 37 minutes was all it took.